Our first guest this week is Mr. William Hartman. He's the CEO of a company called Halberd Corporation, whose stock symbol's HALB. Bill, welcome back to the show.
Thank you. Always a pleasure, Don.
Well, you guys have been making a lot of progress. Saw a really great press release this week. Why don't you tell us about it?
Well, Don, people have asked me, why do you do press releases and why do you go on MoneyTV, etc.? Well, there's two reasons. Number one, it helps the stock price and the volume. Our volume tripled on Tuesday. Of course that's a factor. But the bigger factor is it tells the scientific world about our accomplishments. And we don't have to look for partners. They're going to come looking for us. For example, we just found out one of the big pharma people developed a cocktail of two of their antibodies. And the antibodies were very weak because what they did was fundamentally their scientists took them from the same S protein location. We have our latest development where we have an antibody that's 20 times stronger affinity. We latched onto both the S and the N protein level, which is a much broader area on the antibody, on the antigen for COVID. So the bottom line is we have an extremely strong antibody, and some of these people may come knocking on our door.
Well, you had mentioned in an earlier interview that you were kind of trying to attract the attention of big pharma.
Of course, Don, in order to bring anything that requires FDA approval, it's going to take a lot of money and a lot of time. And frankly, we're a small company. You have to be sharper, smarter. We have to go where the others aren't. And that's, for example, why we're spending a lot of effort on our antibodies. People have asked us, well, why do you have so many provisional patent applications? That's so we're trying to lock people out of coming into our antibody area, simply because we're using it in an extracorporeal manner and with radio frequency to eliminate not only COVID disease antigens, but all disease antigens, whether they're blood-borne or cerebrospinal fluid-borne, basically neurological problems. So we're starting that. We've already acquired the equipment, and we've signed up with Green Bio AZ, an outfit out of Arizona State University. And frankly, we're really excited about this because nobody else can work in this area. We have patents on the extracorporeal methodology, and we have 7 provisional patents that we filed. So we're basically trying to lock people out.
Well, it's kind of interesting because it doesn't appear that COVID's going away anytime soon, but apparently at some point in time, it's going to be a post-COVID world. How does that affect what you folks are doing?
Well, that's exactly why we're doing this radio frequency thing, Don. We see COVID basically, all viruses have basically 1 or 2 year life, and coronavirus is in fact fading. And but what we're doing with the radio frequency experimentation applies to all diseases, and we're starting first with E. coli. Now you say, well, E. coli, yeah, we already have the antibody which we purchased. The simple truth is when you combine or put E. coli in cerebrospinal fluid, that's meningitis. How many people, thousands of people die each year from meningitis? When you put it in blood, that's blood sepsis. Almost 300,000 people a year die from blood sepsis. And so we're starting with that. Well, why are you using E. coli to start with? Well, simply it's a much larger antigen, number one. Number two, it can be handled in a regular laboratory. When you start dealing with COVID, you have to deal with a level 3 laboratory, and you have to stand in line at Arizona State University to get access to their level 3 lab. So we're starting with E. coli, then we're going to go to Listeria, then we're going to go to the COVID. But how long is this going to take? A couple of months. We see this as basically a path for the future, and we have this locked up with patents and provisional patent applications.
Well, you know, Bill, one of the things I know about you is you keep long working hours and you have a tremendous passion for the company. What really pumps your blood about what you're doing?
Well, Don, I'll tell you, I've retired a couple of times. All right. The simple truth is, I love this. And why do I continue? You know, I sit in a room with 15 PhDs and MDs, and I don't have a PhD or an MD. But you know what, Don? I found out that leadership isn't from the head; it's from the heart. If you have a heart for this and you have a desire for it, you drive yourself, and you know what? You become the best. And why do you continue on? Because you're convinced that you are the best. And the simple truth is, I get pumped up by this. I love this. And this is what I do. This is what I've always done. And I love it. I've always wanted to run my own ship. I don't want to sing in a choir. I want to sing a solo. That's the simple truth. But I have a great team. I have a wonderful team that I really respect. We have the best, the most innovative people. I mean, who would have put out 7 provisional patent applications in 2 months? Huh? We have a huge and great team.
Well, what's the outlook for the company for the rest of 21?
The outlook, Don, is we're starting to use more tweets, fewer press releases. I saved the press releases for major accomplishments, and we really our science is going to drive this company. I mean, literally nobody can get into this radio frequency thing. It started under John Canzius years ago, a man that had cancer, and he injected himself with metallic moieties and basically tried to cure himself of cancer. Where he erred was he was doing it intracorporeally or inside the body. You do it extracorporeally because we can use stronger radio frequency, stronger medications, we have more flexibility outside the body. And then we basically do all the processing, then circulate the blood back into the body. So we eliminate the cause of the disease. We don't treat the symptoms. There are no side effects with our technology. Now that's going to drive our stock. It's going to drive our company. And why do we put out the press releases we do? Basically to attract large money from big pharma. I've talked, people have said, well, why don't you sign up with someone? Well, the simple truth is, Don, I'm going to look for something that really suits and is best for our company, not something just to get married. You know, that's why there are a lot of divorces. People just jump in and get married. I've been married for many years because I married right the first time. And the same thing with the company. You've got to do this right. So I see great things for Halberd Corporation. Science and technology is going to drive our stock way beyond where it is right now.
Once again, Halberd Corporation, HALB is their stock symbol. Bill, it is always a pleasure having you on the program. Thanks for joining us.
Same with you, Don. I wish you well, and we always do well when we've been on your program, and look forward to coming back. Thank you very much.